Recording in progress.
We have a few more layers, a few more thresholds in our nature immersion experience with our water in the west. When you're ready, bringing yourself back in. And so continuing to contemplate on all of the many ways that water shows up in our lives. Begin to think about the waters in a slightly different way. Within, our own body, we have our water system. Every animal has their own water system. Every plant has their own water system. Every tree, even the rocks, every part of nature has their own unique water system within them too. And that's the way that water shows up for us without us even asking. Our body naturally organizes itself to have this water filtration system naturally built in. This hydration, we are the walking hydration station right here in ourselves, and so are all of the animals and the trees and the plants too. And when I think of all of the ways that water shows up for us and in our body, I begin to think about the beginning, the waters in the very beginning, and how in Genesis, the first chapter in Genesis says that God's breath, God's spirit breathed over the waters and created light and created life. And the original waters had God's spirit hovering over them, had God's reflection just right there hovering over the waters. And those are the waters that are in our body, that are on this earth, that are in all of the animals, all of the trees, all the plants and the rocks, and all of the groundwater, all of the rivers and the streams and the soils, all those subterranean streams, like every way that water is, that's the original, those are the original waters that created life. There's a Celtic proverb that says, "The flowing water of the river does not return to its source, yet all the rivers find its way back to the sea." So the water is coming away from its source, going back to essentially the original source of the sea. And of course, water teaches us wisdom, adaptability, fluidity, clarity, gentleness, adaptability, surrender. I love that song. Be like water, my friend. You shall find a way around or through it when nothing within us stays rigid. We design the shape we're in. And then Lao Tzu has a quote, and he says, "Nothing is softer or more flexible than water, yet nothing can resist it." And then also in Celtic and in Christian tradition, the water is seen as like this thin space between heaven and earth. And it's the space that spirit travels through. And lots of the saints and the mystics of the Celtic Christian, the Irish Christian traditions have sacred wells and springs that they prayed to, and so many sacred wells and springs in Ireland where the mystics and the Druids went and prayed and thought were sacred and were places where they could go hear God and they could go speak to God too. And so that just brings me to remembering why we keep the waters sacred, why we respect our waters, because these are the waters that contain the Spirit of God from the beginning of time, from the beginning of creation. These are such sacred waters and so important to us. And remembering that the water cleanses us physically, symbolically, to not take for granted the opportunities we have to be more like water. And some more contemplations, diving a little bit deeper. In what ways can we become more fluid? Is there a situation or experience that's in our lives that we could just perhaps be a little bit more like water about, be a little bit more fluid, a little bit more transparent or clear, or just moving around the situation from a more creative, more surrendered or trusting way? And so that's going to be part of the invitation for this upcoming week, is with any experience you encounter to see how you can be a little bit more like water. And then contemplating on what emotions or patterns that the waters are calling forth to be cleansed, to be more hydrated, more purified. And also this week, how can we honor the water just a little bit more? Even as we're filling up our glass of water in our sink, just saying gratitude as we're brushing our teeth, washing our hair, when the rain comes down, and even as we're walking on the ground, remembering that there are waters beneath us. There's just so much water that is unseen that's there too. And so how can we just honor the water a little bit more in our day-to-day life? And if you feel aligned to do a little bit deeper experience with the water this week, even speaking or praying or holding intention, even if it's just for a few moments as you drink your water, just recognizing it as sacred and saying thank you. Take a deep breath in. And we're going to come back to that water, that wave visualization and meditation from when we first entered our nature immersion today. You can choose to stay seated or you can lay down. And inviting your mind and your body to be a little bit more like water even in this moment. Whatever that feels like, means for you. If that's laying down, that means just checking in with your shoulders and your spine. That could even mean movement for you. That could mean softening in to your seat and to your lying down position. And just take a moment to get comfortable. And I'll invite you to softly close your eyes. Deepening your breath into your body, settling in a bit more. Begin to imagine your breath as you inhale as a stream flowing in your body, all the way up from your feet, all the way to the crown of your head. Then see your breath as you exhale, a stream just washing down your body from the crown of your head, inside of your body, over your body, down your chest and your back and your hips and your legs, all the way out through your feet. And then letting the movement of the stream you see be what moves your breath. Allow the stream to flow and move your breath in your body. See the stream flowing with your breath, flowing with your breath in your lungs and your arms and your legs, as if you are being moved by the movement of the stream, as if the stream is moving you and breathing you. And with each inhale, receiving from the stream, receiving the cleansing, the renewal, the refreshing, cleansing, purity, clarity of the water. And as you exhale, seeing the water with your breath moving, all of the stagnancies, washing and cleansing all of the impurities gently away from you, out of your body. Inhale, receiving all of the ways we require water, all of the ways water purifies and cleanses us and brings us life. And exhale, letting go, washing, cleansing, renewing, letting the water wash away stagnancies, impurities. And seeing yourself being cleansed and purified by the waters. Seeing all of the debris gently wash away. Knowing you are in flow with God's rhythm, God's timing, God's creation, God's original waters, God's breath. Continuing to see the waters taking away all the things that are ready to be let go of. And continue receiving your cleansing, renewal, refreshing, purity from the waters. And then you can visualize or actually just bring the sides of your hands like in a cupping motion. Just offering gratitude to the waters that are purifying you and cleansing you. Offering grace and gratitude and humility to the waters that are washing you. And offer a silent prayer of gratitude. And either placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your abdomen, or just hovering your hand over your heart and your abdomen. Just recognizing the waters within. Having gratitude for the purity, the renewal. And continuing to have gratitude in your heart. Just a few questions to contemplate as you're breathing, as you're feeling your waters, feeling the cleansing renewal. Are there any other layers or depth that the waters are desiring to dive deeper into? Are there any other layers of integrity, of truth, of clear communication, of clear thought, of clear action? Any other deep layers that the waters are desiring to dive into? And if you're feeling open, allow those waters to dive a little bit deeper. Bringing forth the depths of God's Spirit, guiding you, teaching you, bathing you with the Holy Spirit, the Holy Truth. May these waters remember our love. May these waters carry peace to all beings. May these waters return pure, whole, and alive, just as the beginning of time. May we return to our purity and our original origin. And coming back to normal breath, you can bring your arms and hands beside you if they're not already there. Just taking a moment to bring your attention to your seat on the floor, your body on the floor. Feel your arms and legs on the ground or in your seat. Just feel into your body, into your heart. And if you choose to do so when you're ready, just making your way back up into a comfortable seat. We'll end with a few quotes. One is by Masaru Emoto, a beautiful scientist and studying He's been studying the water and the communication and how intention transforms the water. And he said, water carries the memory of all it touches. May it remember our love. Masaru Emoto. And then there's a poet, Khalil Gibran. In one drop of water are found all the secrets of the oceans. In one drop of water are found all the secrets of the oceans. Take a few more deep breaths. As we close our nature immersion container, our experience, number 5 with the water in the west, we close with gratitude and reverence and remembrance of all of the many ways that water gives us life, that water shows up in our life, and how water is all around us, and how all the animals and the trees and the plants and the earth have all created systems for water to cleanse and purify within themselves. It's so cool. Oh, we got all these little water filter systems running around with fur and skin. And bark and leaves. Wow. Thank you, waters. Thank you, west, to the setting of the sun, to the endings, to the letting go, to the reminders that a new day is coming. Reminders of the nighttime, of the dreams, of our intuition and emotions. Thank you to our container we have co-created together, and for the presence of everyone being here. Bringing our palms together at the heart. And we'll close with a Sat Nam, long Sat, short Nam. Full breath in. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sister. I felt so much washing through. So much is clearing that whole time, even during the conversational things, and not only the meditations. I appreciate you.
Yay. Thank you for receiving and being open to the cleansing and the washing. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Any other shares about any of the meditations or the contemplations, or an animal of the waters that poked its head out to explore?
Really just a lot of cleansing powers and layers and seaweed.
Seaweed.
Yes.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Seaweed. Makes me think of the minerals, the bones, the nourishment. Seaweed is nourishment for so many different animals, and even shelter, home. Shade, protection, yeah.
and
Yeah.
fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that too, like in the river, if there that you know how it has like that in the river here that it has like that mossy looking seaweed stuff, and I just love watching how that just like swims as the water blows over it.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here this week again. Just remembering to have a little bit more awarenesses of the water that we utilize every day, inviting the waters to continue to reveal to us the layers that we can cleanse and purify gently and softly. And then perhaps intentionally sitting with the water at least one time, just having some time to have a prayer with the water, speak to the water, listen to the water. That can be out in nature. You can have a vessel, a bowl, or even with your drinking glass, or even when you're brushing your teeth, if that's the moment the water is calling to you.
Okay.
Okay. And continuing to flow with all of the journal prompts and the poem, and continuing to invite those animal guides in. I love the fox. Yay.
Love you.
Love you. Good night.
Good night.
Recording stopped.